Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Chaotic Crossover. I'm
Welcome
your
back.
host, Will. Yes,
He's
welcome,
Will.
everybody.
That's what he said. I interrupted him because I felt like it. I'm
How?
AJ.
Yeah, that's AJ, the fucking rube, trying to have a power play in the middle of the podcast. Welcome back to the Chaotic Crossover. Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed yourselves. As you can see, we are still enjoying our hiatus of views with our black teas. Definitely having a good time with that.
It's great.
Yeah, but today we are getting back into our series of
Wait, Will.
tales
What's
of the.
what's that? Do you have a little something on your shoulders?
Oh, it's
See that
probably
you're like hunching a lot.
oh, sorry, that's scoliosis, and I have some dandruff. I really am offended that you brought that up.
Oh,
But we
sorry. That's a
are.
pretty big piece of dandruff.
But you actually, speaking of something on your shoulder, you have something specifically on your left, like on your left. No, your other left. Is that dare I say a little freak?
Is it? Are you a little freak? He's nodding. I don't know if you can see it, but he can. He's nodding. Wait. Does that mean that are we talking Star Wars today?
Oh my God, are we? Are we giant pillow Grogu?
Grogu?
I
I do not like that puppeteer.
he might be having a epileptic seizure, but he might also be trying to nod that yes,
Big
we are
bug eyes.
talking Star Wars today. Now, AJ, we had a watch a little marathon. We watched episode 3 of Tales of the Jedi, and we watched the first episode due to your request because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Young Jedi Adventures.
I brought it up like twice. But yeah, we're not talking about Mandalorian, even though we got Grogu. But yeah, we're talking about Tales of the Jedi and Young Jedi Adventures. So let's dive right into Tales of the Jedi Episode 3 Choice.
Yes,
Choices? Choice? One of those. So essentially, in Episode 3, they continue on in Count Dooku's story. We get to see maybe not the next thing, but something that happens a little bit later. And what we see is another planet with another corrupt senator that the people rebel against.
Yeah, but this time we see that the plot thickens. A Jedi has been snuck attacked and killed, and now it's up to Count
Very
Dooku.
easy, barely an inconvenience to kill that Jedi.
Barely an inconvenience. And so Count Dooku and Mace Windu looking the same, just straight up the same.
Yeah, Mace Windu has not changed. Like they DH Count Dooku because they're like, oh, I can't have gray hair, but Mace Windu, they're like, well, he's bald. We can't ungray his hair. What do we do? Well,
I would have liked to see him. I would have loved to see just like a huge pompadour. I would have loved to see that. But
you ever notice how Mace Windu in like the Clone Wars style has just this like hefty Neanderthal brow that no one else has?
Yeah, does Sam Jackson so dirty. But then again, so does anyone who writes Mace Windu. So we see that as usual, Mace Windu, bit of a dick. And I gotta say, the more I watch Tales of the Jedi, the more I like Dooku. The more I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe we should separate the Jedi from state. That's all I'm saying. Maybe the Jedi should be doing a little bit more for the common man. And now we need to get the Jedi supporting the bourgeoisie. Rise up. Communism forever. I'm just kidding.
They do keep saying that they like in the episode, they're like, yeah, we're separate. We're like at the end of the episode, Mace Windu's like, yeah, but we follow the council, not the Senate. And Dooku's like, that's not true. But yeah, Dooku and Windu, yeah, they go investigate this Jedi's death. Turns out it was the people on the planet, not other attackers. And they're like, we hate our senator, so we killed your Jedi to make him do what we want. Which barely makes sense, but okay.
Yeah, the explanation basically was the reason that the people of the planet killed the Jedi is because they basically wanted to control the senator who was making deals to, I guess, basically frack their planet and just just expose it to all sorts of industrial chemicals and stuff. A fun fact, this planet's name is Raxus Secundus, which is the sister planet to Raxus Prime, which is a fucking junk planet. Just horrible. Just
Oof.
definitely, it is literally a landfill planet, like filled with garbage and shipyards and stuff. So I imagine when everything got bad at Raxus Prime, they moved to Raxus Secundus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And now they probably didn't want the planet to be fucked up like the last Raxus.
Yeah, bad track record for these people, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the Raxus people kind of suck. Armor, a little bit mid. Also, you could tell who the bad guys were because they all had scars on their faces and multicolored eyes.
Yeah, the forget what it's called, the
Heterochromia.
heterochromia. Yeah. The
So,
main guy, basically, yeah. Dooku whips out his lightsaber and is like, "Tell us what happened." And then they're like, "Well, I guess we'll kill the senator now that you're here and confronting us." Oh, we already killed one Jedi. And then Windu and Dooku mop the floor with them very easily, killing them all except for one of them. And he's like, "Well, the Senate is bad and the Republic is bad." And you see like a look in Dooku, like, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right.
Yeah, I will say good detective skills from Count Dooku. I will say very good detective skills from Count Dooku.
But bad. What's the word that I'm looking for?
Execution.
That's exactly the word. Bad execution, because he's like, "Tell me," and then they shoot the senator right after that. It's like, okay.
Although to be fair, I will say, if Anakin did it, we would have gone hell yeah. Again, I'm just saying we gotta keep the standards for our protagonists. And me, I like a little roguish type, somebody who looks good in a cape.
Well, I think the difference is that Anakin, after seeing the senator die, would have gone no, and then it would have. But like Dooku was like, "Oh, he's dead." Okay.
Yeah. Although I think the thing is he could tell that everybody was lying through their teeth. So he probably didn't feel that bad because they all covered it up. But I will say, God, Mace, just a wet blanket of an individual this whole time, just saying like, we have to go tell the council. Maybe we should talk to the council about this. Shut the fuck up, man. The council hid the existence of a Sith for 100 years.
And then at the end, Mace gets appointed to the council because of the death of this Jedi. They need to replace her. And then they're like, "Yeah, Mace." And then at the end, Dooku's like, "I see that you got the promotion. We were probably both up for that promotion, but you got it, huh?" And Mace is like, "Well, maybe if you weren't a fucking idiot and followed the rules and if you were as much of a wet blanket as me, you would have gotten it." And it's like, Mace, that was the meanest way to say that. You could have said that so much nicer.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to say it. Mace doesn't have the drip. I see the Jedi robes on him, and I see Dooku. He doesn't have it. That is not
Samuel
Jedi
Jackson,
Master.
I think, pulls it off. Clone Wars Mace does not.
Yeah, with Neanderthal brow, unfortunately, does not make it work.
To be fair, I also have that like Neanderthal brow, but like
we all do.
Like it's there, but like they are like, we're gonna make one of the few black men in Star Wars really look like a primate, and I'm like, that's probably not good.
I don't know if he looks like a primate. It just his forehead looks like a fucking shelf. That's what it looks like, which I think is unfortunate. But yeah, with Count Dooku, I will say, definitely felt bad for him because Mace is like, "Hey, we gotta worry. We can only worry about politics if we're on the council." And guess what, Mace? When it comes to politics with you, you just want to kill a chancellor. You want to go directly in and assassinate people.
Which I agree with that decision. To be fair,
I'm just saying
that one I agree with. That one, let's kill the chancellor.
Yeah, well, it's again. It's the execution, and the execution did not go well.
But yeah, I think it was a good episode. And at the end, Zuko had a weird moment with the bad guy and was like, "I agree with you somewhat, but you killed people, and that's not great." And Mace is like, "What the fuck, dude? Why would you say that?" But yeah, that's like the whole. I liked the episode overall. I think it was another like image and seeing like Dooku's relationship with the Senate and the Republic breaking down. Kind of, I think in the next episode, I think we'll see him turn to the dark side.
I think so too. I think that's coming around.
Looking at the next episode's title, I believe it has Sith Lord in the title.
That's a tip off.
But yeah, but it was, to me, it was like, that's, you did the same plot, except this time the senator died and Qui-Gon wasn't there.
Right. Well, maybe that's the thing. Without Qui-Gon around, Dooku's feeling a little lost. He's feeling a little sad. He needs his swole ass fucking Padawan.
He's just his shredded abs and just that mullet that looks a little
rough.
He ages into it. He ages into it really well.
Yeah. Well, he gets a ponytail with it too. But a couple of things. I thought it was a good episode. We can talk about a couple of things that you saw. The funeral, a little bit weird.
The column of lights.
Yeah, the column of light. Also, Plo Koon, if you didn't notice, they used the Clone Wars model. He's got the clone gauntlets on.
I didn't notice him at all. That's a mistake.
That's lazy. And unless, of course, they just say, oh, well, Plo Koon was always wearing armor. 'Tis not the Jedi way. 'Tis not.
Yeah. I am interested to see, like, where in the timeline, I know this is established, but I don't know it. It's established somewhere, but, like, where in the timeline Dooku turns to the dark side, because he turned to the dark side before episode 1.
Oh,
but we don't see him until episode 2.
Yeah, I think he leaves the Order after Qui-Gon dies, I think is what happens.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll see that in the next episode.
I don't think it's happened yet. Also, Ki-Adi-Mundi with that weird-ass head robe.
Yeah, and he's like the main priest. I'm like, why are you letting him speak?
Yeah, why are you letting the head cone, like the cone head, just fucking...
the hood that just like goes down over his entire forehead.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I have to say it, yuck. Like, just nothing is more gross than a man with a long head having, like, not just a hood, but a tight hood that's, like, wrapped around.
Right? I mean, but would it be grosser to just, like, have him wearing a hood, but, like, you see the whole forehead? Because I think that might be worse.
Well, here's the thing. Get more fabric. Get more fabric.
Or just don't wear a hood, man.
Right, you're better off without a hood.
You don't just wear a hood in church. It's fine.
Right, Plo Koon can wear a hood because it's not as creepy. Also, we got a little cameo from... We also got a cameo from Yoda. What a little freak he is. He's so tiny, especially when he's mourning. Ooh, love it.
We love Yoda mourning. Ooh.
Ooh, and he clutches his chest. And he's like, ooh, a disturbance, I feel.
Oh, a little puppet tears coming out of his puppet eyes.
Oh, God. Gotta love it. But I thought it was good. I feel we should make a yap session at some point about the problems with the Senate and the Chancellor. Because I feel like this perfectly exposes something that I feel both of us have some vested opinion in. I am really into history, though, and like politics. So I feel like that could be something in the future. But overall,
I'm not as invested, but I do have opinions.
Yeah. So out of 10 freaks, I give this a solid 6.5. Nothing crazy happened. It did feel like a rehash of last episode, but I do enjoy seeing just Mace being a real pencil pusher, just a nerd.
Yeah, I had one other weird complaint with it. The guy that played the senator, I think the voice actor did a phenomenal job. I think whoever animated the senator did a phenomenal job. Whoever lined those two things up did a terrible job.
Did not mix well.
Like, the voice acting was really good. The animation was really good. The voice acting did not match the animation whatsoever.
Yeah, it almost feels like the animation was... It feels like the animation was made before they cast.
Yeah, or... Yeah, something like that. Because it was really... I don't know, kind of like an uncanny valley, because he was, like, standing up very straight and, like, proper and, like, like a little stuffy, but the voice acting was like, huh, well, I'm just a guy. But
Yeah.
the Buster was like, well, I'm just a guy. And I was like, what? It just
Yeah, it
didn't line up.
sounded like
It
it
was
sounded
weird.
like Fred Savage from Boy Meets World. Like that's what it sounded like. And I was just like, this isn't that guy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was weird. But on our freaker meter, I'd probably give it like, I think 6.5 is good. I do think that we might want to think about reworking the freakometer. I think instead of having it like 1 to 10, I think we should have it like Jabba the Hutt to Yoda.
Okay, but then we have to fill in the gaps and we have to create an actual chart.
We don't have to create a chart. We can just say, it's a Babu Frick.
All right. Yeah, so it's an estimate. It feels a little lazy, but we're gonna workshop it and we're gonna improve.
We're just starting the channel. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Speaking of figuring it out, we are moving into the first ever episode of Young Jedi Adventures, where a bunch of fun little characters come to figure it out. AJ, why don't you give us the setup for what Young Jedi Adventures is, you son of a bitch?
Oh, you loved it. You're welcome. So essentially it is set in the High Republic era. So set like before the Acolyte, but not like too far before the Acolyte, around the time of like, I think it's before the book series as well. A little bit before. So you just basically you get to watch little Padawan younglings like with that don't travel with a Jedi yet. They're just like figuring stuff out. They have like their lightsabers that are like turned down, so they just are like more like a baseball bat than a laser sword. Because they can't be severing limbs. And it's a kid's show. It's like a show that I would watch on like PBS religiously every day after school in 3rd grade. Like,
I think that's a good way to put it. I sort of wrote in my notes, low stakes Star Wars.
It's meant for like little kids. And
no, that's a good thing. I loved it. I
liked it a lot. I think it was like really good. Am I gonna watch it in entirety? Probably not. I'm not gonna disregard it overall. But I think as a thing, if I was a kid, I would have watched this every day. This would have been my favorite show.
Oh, and you would have. There's actually some good lessons in this too. I feel like there's good little things that kids can take away. But yeah, the setup basically is that these 3 little Jedi Padawans, no master in sight, are to be heading to the outer rim or like the outskirt Jedi temple planet of Tanu. There's a lot of T's in this, or it's like Tanobu,
universe.
Tubu. They're going to Tubi.
Oh, thank God they're not. They're going to stay in Disney Plus.
Yeah, but we are We are introduced to our 3 characters: Liz, Nubs, and Kai Brightstar. Couldn't get any last names for the first 2, but we have Kai Brightstar.
Well, this is the main character. We're gonna make a compound word for his last name. We got Skywalker. This is Brightstar.
Yes. But Liz is basically just Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy, but with all her limbs.
Purple hair, purple lightsaber.
Yeah, she's cool. She's the smart one, I guess.
Yeah.
Nubs is so I say a furry blue Yoda type.
I think he's just a blue Ewok.
Yeah, he is. He has a teddy bear type. He's nonverbal.
Except for some words.
Or except for some, he's a Poobian.
Like, hello, you're a bitch. Like it's just like it slipped in the middle of there, like random, like real English words in his gibberish. He's a little freak.
Yeah, he is a little freak, which I do appreciate. He is a Poobian, and he loves hugs, which I think is a sin in the eyes of the Jedi because there is no attachment. There is only the Force. But we don't have. They're in training.
Are you criticizing Nubs right now? Okay,
I'm
on the
not.
little freak scale, where does Nubs rank on the little freak scale?
He's a 9. Okay, I'm just
He's
saying.
really awesome and cute.
But as a Jedi, we have to hold him to a higher standard. So
He is like the Chewbacca of the group. Like,
right, they understand him. It's not like he's like just making weird noises. He is, but they can
they treat him
understand.
like an equal, even though he can't speak English.
So yeah, we introduce them. Liz, Nubs, and Brightstar or Kai Brightstar are on a full training session. They work together. Kai's a little bit cocky, a little bit full of himself. He thinks he can take the whole world on, but then he quickly realizes he's much stronger with his friends, and if they work together, they can do anything. It's very positive, and they put in the message. It's not ham-fisted. It's very good.
Yeah, they also have a non-Jedi friend. I don't remember her name.
Nash, who just flies and owns a ship.
Yeah, she's like 9 years old, however old they're supposed to be in this show, and she just owns a ship that she's allowed to fly wherever she wants.
Yeah, and the
With her little droid.
the Jedi hired her and said, "Yep, that's fine."
That's fine. Where are her parents? I don't know.
I guess where her planet is, that's the legal like adult age, is whatever age she is. She is completely emancipated.
But yeah, you see like later in like the first episode, like the second part of the first episode, like her ship gets like beat up to shit, and she fixes it in like less than an hour.
Yeah, she's better than Chewbacca. Like as far as just gonna say it. If she was around, we could have killed 2 Death Stars just way quicker. But yeah, there's Nash and her droid RJ. And then basically there's a Jedi Master who is basically their daycare nanny, just played by Nassim Pedrad, who's an SNL alum. But genuinely, can you imagine just being the shit stick Jedi Master who just has to like work daycare with the Padawans until they get a master?
Well, it's like that scene with like Yoda in Attack of the Clones, where he's like, "Lost a planet, hasn't he?" And the kids are like, "Ah." It's like that.
Also, a little weird. I'm just gonna say it. A little weird how now that I think about it, Obi-Wan and many people say like, "Oh, I trained under Master Yoda." Everybody trained with Master Yoda. He always comes in on the weekends to teach you how to like feel the Force and deflect shit.
Yeah, I mean, he is the oldest Jedi in the Order by
Yeah.
a long shot.
Which really has to be weird when he's hanging out with these kids and just like, dead you will be while still here I am. Like,
all my friends are dead.
yeah, he doesn't give a shit. If anyone has no attachments, it's him, except for Yaddle. Am I right?
Sorry.
But love's
Dead
got
are all
nothing to.
Dead are all my friends. Yeah, we haven't watched that episode of Tales of the Jedi yet.
Yes. But we basically see them on this new planet. They get an incoming message on Nash's ship. Apparently, we see that a little diner or something is getting robbed by pirates. And who's our main pirate? Tabor. Just
a little boy.
Literally a little boy with a great D&D design.
He has one of those like sticks with the I always saw them as like monkey droids.
Electro staff. He's got an electro staff.
The droids that can get their head cut off and they're fine. He has like the same stick.
Yes, the Magna guards, the General Grievous guards. But Tabor, just his little bitch ass has some drip, and he is such like a little pirate boy. He's a real Peter Pan type. He's accompanied by I believe his droid is EB3 and Pord, a little female Gamorrean who's so cute.
It was like a female, like you can tell it's a girl because she has eyelashes.
Yes, that is how you can tell, and purple eyes. Aww.
Yeah. But he's just a little boy. I'm assuming like later in the series, there's like a weird face reveal for him.
Ugh, I'm waiting for it because honestly, he is literally, I feel like somebody told him what a pirate does, and he just was like, well, I'm just going to take things because I can.
Well, he has a weirdly tragic backstory. Like his dad is a pirate and doesn't care about him or something like that.
Right. And I get a feeling this little crew that he's acquired, because he also has his own ship. So this weird little crew that he's
Yep.
acquired are probably the only people that take him seriously. But again, these are the stakes of this planet. Just some low ass stakes that the people of this planet are dealing with. And apparently everyone on this planet is just a pussy, just getting pushed over by
I'm
this
like,
kid.
no, a little boy came. He was like 10 years old. Oh, he
Yeah.
was so scary. He had a weapon. Pull out a blaster and say, don't fucking move.
Yeah.
Go away.
He's straight up 5'3". Yeah, he can jump around, but he's 5'3" and
If
a
that.
child.
I
And
don't
not,
even think he's 5 foot tall.
oh my God, he's like 10 pounds soaking wet. I could grab his little leg and just smash him like the Hulk.
He's not even a tween, I don't think. He's a child.
Yeah, straight up. And you know for a fact when Kai meets Tabor, ooh, are they going to be rivals? It's a
But
real,
are they gonna be best friends by the end of the season? Probably.
oh, dude, they're going to be best friends. They're going to team up to do something great. But basically, they team up and they stop Tabor. And now Tabor is basically just a cartoon, like League of Evil kid who's just like, if there's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get you off my planet.
And yeah, and he's like, I hate you, Jedi. And I'm like, you're fighting the lowest ranked
I
Jedi
know.
in the order and losing. And he's like, I'm gonna ruin their lives. I'm gonna get them. So we see the second episode. There's some sort of like festival or some shit. And Yoda is like, Yoda's in this. He's very
Right.
cute. His
And
weird
he's-
teeth are a little bit weird, but overall,
he
he's adorable.
adds to the freakness. Don't love the voice actor.
I didn't mind the voice acting at all. I just thought like the teeth were a little bit too big.
Yeah, they were a little sharp. I feel like he filed them down. You know, he might have filed them down.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like, I need you to go get. I'm not gonna do the voice. I need you to go get something for me. It's very important to me. Please get them. I'm putting 9-year-olds in charge of this. And he gave them a task that is actually befitting 9-year-olds.
Right.
He said them go to a store and buy some beans.
Yes.
Buy some beans. And Tabor sees them and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up their day because I hate them so much. Oh, I hate them. Oh, I'm gonna take their beans. They gotta be valuable. I'm gonna take their beans. And so he takes their beans. And they're like, no, Tabor, not our beans. And he's like, ha 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 ha. I think he does that laugh.
He does, and it's amazing. By the way, great voice actor for Tabor. Good voice cast all around.
Yeah.
But Tabor pulls a Stan Lee because EB3 says at one point, hey, we should steal their beans and then they'll be kicked off planet. You know, Yoda will send them away, which I don't think is what would happen. But then suddenly Tabor's like, I know what we're going to do. We're going to steal their beans.
Take their beans.
We're going to take their beans. And I just thought to himself, you know what? Jack Kirby would be rolling over in his grave.
And then, yeah, he successfully takes their beans and like, we got to get them back. They're really important to Yoda. And we want to impress Master Yoda because he's super cool. We don't want to let him down because the power of friendship conquers all. And we want to be friends with Yoda. And if we fail him, he'll kill us.
Yeah. He'll hang us upside down and bleed us dry like pigs.
He'll put us in the chokey.
Oh God, it's not Matilda. But also they set up that Kai has an issue with possessions because when choosing to either save his friend or save his lightsaber, he chooses to save his lightsaber and ultimately they fail a test. And so we actually will see that later on. But Yoda says that, you know, your friends, all life is more powerful than just your lightsaber. Tell that to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, yeah, I'll die here. It's fine.
Yeah, he straight up told Anakin, this weapon is your life.
Yeah.
Okay, well, seems like you missed that lesson, Yoda. Okay. But no, they Tabor tries to sell the beans.
And the adult bounty hunters are like, we're not gonna fucking buy your beans, child. You're a fucking idiot. Why would you take these? Like, well, I took them from some Jedi Padawan. Why did you steal from Jedi Padawan? You're stupid. We're not gonna. And he's like, damn it. Oh man, I couldn't tell them.
Dude, literally, I'm waiting for him to like. He's he's kind of what would have been more acceptable from Kylo Ren. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Kylo Ren was like a child, I feel like he would have been so much better. Straight up. Ooh, I hate those Jedi. Now I know what it feels like. It feels like the Superhero Squad show with Doctor Doom. Is basically like, ooh, I hate those squatties. I'll show them.
I'll get you, Spider-Man, if it's the last thing I do.
Exactly. So they just the Jedi kids, the Padawans, they find Tabor and they fight Pord and EB and him. And I will say, God, Tabor is fucking carrying this crew. I gotta be honest, as far as competency.
Yeah, the Gamorrean gets like pushed over and it's like, the robot gets a box put on their head, and they're like, I can't fucking see anything. What am I gonna do? Take the goddamn box off your head. It's very cartoon. It's very childhood show. I get it.
Yes, it's well animated. Nubs, that little fat fuck, he is ready to go at any given moment. You know what I mean? Like, he rolls into action. Like, he always has like an action stance, and then he
with
just
a smile on his face too. He's like, "You kill these people!" Yeah!
Oh, dude, he's got that Ewok blood in him. He's ready to eat some stormtrooper. He's like, I want to eat flesh, and I don't know why. Also, yeah, side tangent. How do they handle certain races in the Jedi Order that are akin to eating living flesh? Because there has to be some races.
The species. I think they just say, hey, don't eat sentient things, and they'll have to put them on a diet, I guess.
Yeah, and they're not getting the proper nutrition. Anyhow,
it's getting so fat and round. Yeah. And that's why you can't. That's why when we see him trying to climb a rope later in the episode, he can't. Yet Kai can jump 40 feet into the air with ease.
Yeah, Nubs is the fun muscle. He can roll into a ball because he's not getting the proper nutrition. He's just a fat little bitch. God, I love that freak. I'd do anything for him. I'm just insulting this child Poobian.
He would just like hug you for all of that with the Force.
Yeah. Also, so yeah, Tabor tries to take Kai's lightsaber, and then he has to choose again. Is he going to save Nubs from the same fucking issue that they had earlier? Or is he going to go for his lightsaber against Tabor? And he chooses to save Nubs. And
I do think in this instance, that was the wrong choice. It's not like Nubs is going to fall off. And if he was, he has the Force. He can slow fall, right? Like, he'll be fine.
I don't think they've practiced that yet. And honestly, I hate to say it, I don't think Nubs is the brightest lightsaber in the bunch. I don't think his connection to the Force is that strong.
No.
I don't think a consular he is not. So
he's a guardian, for sure.
He is a guardian. But I got to think about this line that they say. Tabor, as they're retreating, says, "See you later, moof milkers."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he says moof milkers. And I thought to myself, that's a little too close. That's a little too close to anything.
What if he was just like, "See you later, mommy milkers"?
Yeah, I was just like, no, Tabor, no.
Well, he heard it. He hangs out with pirates and they corrupt him.
Yeah, he thinks it's cool. And I'm like, no, it's not. You need to stop.
Like, they don't even like him. They're just like, oh, let's teach him swear words. But yeah, no, he succeeds. Kai does a leap onto the ship, and he loses his lightsaber. Leaves it, and the girl Padawan is like, "It's okay. You did the right thing."
It's like, thanks, Liz. Easy to say for someone who still has a lightsaber.
Yeah, pulls out her like super special purple lightsaber that like only a few people have that color. Meanwhile, he just had another blue one. But then at the end of the episode, Yoda's like, "Those beans that you got me were fireworks, and I'm glad that you saved Nubs this time. Good job. Here's my lightsaber from when I was a kid. It was fitted for my hand as a Padawan, which was this big, but it'll fit you because you're small." And essentially, it was like, okay, Kai and Nubs both had blue lightsabers, but we got to distinguish them, so we're going to give him Yoda's so that he has a green one.
Yeah, see, I had a thought on this. Yoda's like, here, This was my training lightsaber when I was a Padawan. Really? Kind of just looks like you could use it now, you small little freak.
Yeah, it's like your lightsaber as a Padawan had to have been like the size of a toothpick.
Dude, how tiny did he get? You know what I mean? Like, how tiny, how small was he when
Was
the
Grogu
Jedi
small?
picked him up? No. He had to be. I hope he was younger. I hope he was smaller.
Probably was, because Grogu is 50 canonically, like
Yes.
when he in the Mandalorian, but he was a Padawan like what 20 something years before that.
Yeah, so he was like an infant. Like, so like as a 20-year-old, he's still an infant.
Right? Because they age super slowly, which makes sense, but also there's problems with the biology of that and like the
Yeah,
gestation period.
that leaves a baby very vulnerable. I don't get why in nature it would allow itself to not evolve.
There's a
But
whole film theory episode on about it too that like goes through. It's like this is a bad evolutionary trait to happen. It's probably why we only see 3 of whatever species they are in all of Star Wars.
yeah, it's tough being a freak. No one ever said it was easy. Just look at the Jawas. Lowly, lowly and humble.
Lowly, lowly,
Uh,
lowly.
but I'd say out of, if we're currently using still the same system, out of 10 freaks, I give it 9. Animation is good, characters are solid, and
They're
there's a
all
little
cute.
bit of a lesson to have along the way.
Yeah, this is if I ever have kids, this is how I get them into Star Wars. I'm like,
Yes,
you better like this, and then we're gonna watch the real Star Wars.
I know. We're gonna watch your dreams die as one of your favorite
Yeah,
characters just genocides.
yeah, and if they don't like Star Wars, then I'll leave them at the pool and go out for milk.
Jeez, blue milk. But I would say, yeah, I'd say, did I say 9 or 10 freaks?
You said 9.
Yeah, nine freaks, I would say, which is hilarious considering the quality that they were trying to put in Tales of the Jedi. But
Yeah.
yeah, this 9.
Well, it's going for Tales of the Jedi is trying for something way bigger. This is like we want this to be something that a 5-year-old enjoys. Like the stakes are so much lower, and it's just they're doing this is probably the most like different thing Star Wars has done, or one of the most different things, because
Oh yeah,
Clone Wars and Rebels, they're shows for little kids. This is a show for little kids.
yeah. It's a show for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I would say 9. I would say 9 too. Like, good. I don't know if I'll watch more, but I would if someone asked
Yeah,
me to.
yeah. Here's the thing. Tabor as an antagonist won me over because at first I was like, "Oh no, are they going to be like?" Because I was worrying the voice was going to be like, "Yes, and now you shall find that I am the greatest evil of all time." No, he's a pirate. He sucks at it. He's a little boy, and they got
They
a
all kind of
little
suck ass a
boy.
little bit.
They all kind of suck, but all the kid voice actors do a great job. Like very good casting.
Yeah, I don't know that I want like. I'm okay with spoilers for this show. I'm looking up Tabor, seeing if he has a face.
I think they just got a season 2. Like season 2 is on the way.
I think season 2 comes out. Might be tomorrow.
Oh shit!
I think it's
No.
on August 14th. We're recording this on August 13th. I think I did. I think I saw it. Let me look it up. Young Jedi Adventures season 2.
Oh god.
August 14th.
Yeah.
This
Jeez
is really
Louise.
timely.
Yeah, this is very on point.
Okay. It looks like they haven't shown his face yet.
Yeah, I see that there's theories of him becoming Nihil, who I have no idea who that is, but they're like he's gonna be a villain, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. But
I think I saw that one of the characters from the books shows up as like a Padawan in the show at one point.
I'm good. Don't need it.
And there's like, yeah, it's another Padawan that shows up. Not like one of those like guest characters that'll come hang out, but
right, like when the Beach Boys would be on Full House, you know?
Were they on Full House?
Yeah, they would show up all the time. But
Never
speaking
seen
of
Full
time,
House.
I would say that this is all the time we have for
Yeah.
today, folks. Honestly, looking forward to talking more Star Wars in the future. Tune in next week. We are going to be talking about Batman, Caped Crusader.
Yep.
Looking
New
forward to
show.
that. We definitely have some opinions on it.
Yes.
But as
Lots
always,
to talk about.
yeah, we're always looking forward to having a very positive experience here. And just, I think we're going to find some freaks. We're going to find some vigilantes. We're going to find some ghouls and goblins even. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to some justice.
Some vengeance.
Some vengeance, some Batman. But until next time, I'm Will.
I'm AJ.
See you later, chaotic crossovers.
Goodbye.
Yes, crossover.
Get out.